everyone, I'm Kariva Devine, and welcome to 12 News Weekend. Every week we round up the stories that had us talking, cheering, and maybe even tearing up a little bit, all from your 12 News team. Coming up on today's show, fall has technically arrived in the Valley, even though it still feels like summer. But the Arizona State Fair is back, and we've got your sneak peek at all the thrills, from the dazzling rides to, of course, the deep-fried everything. Plus, a legendary steakhouse along Route 66 is making a sizzling comeback after 5 years. We'll hear from the new owner, who's firing up the original grill and serving up a big slice of nostalgia. But first, one young journalist is on a mission to keep local news alive in his small town, and he's doing it the old school way. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk has his story.
Just steps away from Winslow's most famous corner, there's a small but mighty operation going on inside this office. Sean White spends a lot of time here alone, making sure this weekly paper is ready for readers across Navajo County.
A lot of people, especially on the reservation, rely on print journalism.
And when he's not putting out the current week's edition, White is often thumbing through old ones.
This is the full-page ad that all the gas stations took out in 1945 to tell people that the rations were up. In Linden, Henry Neff took his wife to Phoenix on Tuesday for medical treatment.
In an era where many of his peers get their news from TikTok and social media, White is making old-school headlines of his own.
It's kind of funny that I fell into this.
Today, he wears many hats at the Painted Desert Tribune: delivery driver, reporter, editor, and more recently, owner and publisher.
Turns out that a 24-year-old with no credit buying a newspaper that is going out of business is not necessarily the thing that banks want to fund most.
White grew up in Winslow, studied journalism at ASU, and landed a reporting job back home in 2022 at what was then the Tribune.
Most of the people that I report on have known me since I was 4 years old. It babysat me when I was in diapers, which is always fun and definitely not awkward at times.
Just months into his career, the 115-year-old paper was on the brink of shutting down.
And so I floated the idea that I would buy it. I put together every dollar I had. My parents pitched in.
White spent $16,000 to buy the paper's assets, essentially getting the Tribune for free. He renamed it the Painted Desert Tribune.
This is a regional newspaper. This represents all of us.
The problem? White only had enough money to keep the paper going for 3 weeks. That's when he says his hometown stepped up.
I started making phone calls. People who weren't used to taking out print ads or ads at all, they started seeing the value in it.
Now, more than a year later, this Gen Z publisher says he's stabilized the paper.
We probably sell out of maybe 30 or 40 stores.
White has retained his small handful of staff and is looking to hire another reporter. He still writes most of the paper.
If you love what you do, are you working? The answer is yes, you are.
In Winslow, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News. Excitement filling the air at the opening night of the Arizona State Fair.
Because the grandkids want to have fun, so we're here for the rides, for the food. Me and my wife for the food, the kids for the rides.
I have cotton candy.
Families began pouring in as the sun went down and the bright lights lit up the night. This shot from Sky 12 shows just how massive the Arizona State Fair has grown to be.
We have a 6-week run and we see over 1 million people during that time. Every year at the Arizona State Fair, we want to bring in new everything, new food, new exhibits, new rides, you name it.
New this year, the Soundstorm. Think of it as Disneyland's Mad Tea Party ride on steroids. A word of advice, ride this before chowing down on a mac and cheese stuffed turkey leg.
While we're in the poultry, let's talk about the hot Cheeto chicken sandwich. I want you to think of extra crispy fried chicken. On the spicy, the Loco Elote ramen noodle cup. Think of spicy ramen noodles with fresh sweet corn on top. Of course, we love foods on a stick. Bacon wrapped pork belly. Pork belly on a stick. And I'm going to tell you, this may be one of the best barbecue items at the fair. We came up with a turkey leg that's just a little bit smaller, has all the same big flavor and punch of a big turkey leg, but it's like $6 cheaper than a regular turkey leg, and you can finish the whole thing.
During the fair's September nights, every Thursday through Sunday from now until September 28th, families can save on food and fun.
And it's the Dream Pass. So this is a carnival deal where you get 10 rides or games for $45. For all those food lovers, if you want to come and try food, new fair food, we have Munchie Madness during September night. So every day during September nights at 10 p.m., all the food stamps has a deal for $10.
Oh, the deep fried cheesecake. Oh, that's so good.
What's also good are the views from the top of the Raptor roller coaster or the fair's 4 Ferris wheels.
And then for the first time in history, we have a drone show that goes over the Coliseum starting at 8:30 p.m. every night during September nights.
In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
And he lived to file the report.
He sure did. Look at him there, though. I don't know. He looks like he's sweating a little bit.
No.
I'll have that ramen and elote, by the way.
Yeah.
54 owls fall from the sky in the Arizona desert. The question is, what happened?
John Bello was just starting work at this North Valley petroglyph preserve
that you'll have an opportunity to see today
when he found the poor little guy.
And I looked down in between the crack and the sidewalk and noticed that there was an owl down there.
Not normal.
Not normal.
Bello contacted a bird researcher who told him to put the deceased owl on ice. That researcher knew something strange was happening. Bello's discovery was one of 54 flammulated owls found in the Phoenix area last year between September and October, all brought to Valley Bird Rescues. That's compared to just 9 owls of the same species turned in the previous year and 3 before that.
You've got a mystery on your hands.
Yeah, we are exploring a mortality event that occurred with a small migratory insectivore owl.
Jason Struthers is a veterinary pathologist at Midwestern University in Glendale, trying to figure out just what happened.
So this would be number 42.
They're so little.
Yeah, and it's amazing that they can easily fly 300 miles in a day.
So they either fell from the sky, died after landing, or they were found suffering.
Exactly. Lots of them were found in pools.
13 of the owls were rehabbed. The carcasses of the other 41 are now under the microscope being studied at Midwestern and 2 other colleges.
We open the carcass and look at all the organs to look at types of poisons that they might be exposed to. So we try to cover all our bases by being extremely complete with sampling all the organs.
Struthers has one big clue. A fall heat wave last year overlapped with the owl discoveries.
The temperatures were around 2.4 degrees Fahrenheit greater this past year than the year prior. 39 of the 41, they have damage to the kidneys. That could be a concern that they're experiencing dehydration.
After all tests are complete, if heat remains the most likely cause, it will demonstrate how even small changes in temperature can have debilitating effects on this species.
We hope to really paint a picture and whether this will be a repeating issue that will be more common as the Sonoran Desert temperatures continue to increase.
A migration mystery with an answer likely in reach. And it's thanks to people across the valley like John, who cared enough to take a moment out of their day to act.
There's a term that's used for that called citizen science. You still can play the role of a scientist by providing little bits of data that other scientists can use to better understand a species, better understand an environment.
I think it's really important that we have that natural wonder and curiosity, especially when it comes with nature. We're all here together to try and survive and thrive in this desert environment.
Joe Dana, 12 News.
If you ask Michael Lanier about coffee, he has his go-to mocha. There's something about coffee that just hits right.
You wake up and you kind of crave that. You crave that smell.
Michael owns Pueblo Plant Store along Grand Avenue in downtown Phoenix. Tucked away in the store, Cafeo Espresso.
This is in a completely different setting than you normally find anywhere else here.
And that's what makes this little espresso bar different.
You walk in the store and it's a little bit different than what you're expecting, and that you have no idea this is here. And you have to go around the corner and so bam.
You certainly don't feel like you're anywhere near downtown Phoenix, let alone in it. Since this is a plant store, it's fitting that you're surrounded by plants. A massive tree shades a good portion of the patio. As for the drinks, there are several options to give you that jolt. A lavender latte, white chocolate mocha, and Onyx Delight with espresso, honey and vanilla bean. You can get it to go or enjoy in the shade.
And still ahead, a Buckeye man says that a pastor and a police officer didn't just help him, they saved his life. It's a powerful comeback story that you don't want to miss. We'll be right back after this.
12 News and 12 Plus keep you in the loop by reporting more from the rapidly growing West Valley.
We're outside Surprise City Hall.
More homes, jobs, and unexpected challenges expanding west.
In Peoria, they'll have the resources ready.
12 News, dedicated to the West Valley.
Explosive is one word for what's happening.
West Valley in the Loop on 12 News and streaming on 12 Plus. Download on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices.
A Buckeye police officer's body cam rolling as officers responded to a church where a 77-year-old man was unresponsive after suffering an apparent heart attack.
While I was at church praising the Lord, having a good time, then I sat down.
That man was Charles Davis.
The pastor comes over and they says, he's having a heart attack. After that, I really don't know what happened.
Now, 3 months later, Charles is doing well. He sat down with us to share what happened.
I flatlined, yes.
After suffering a heart attack that day, Charles flatlined.
I didn't see the light, as they say, did you see a light?
The pastor of the church performed CPR as medics arrived to take over.
And I was like, oh my God, Jesus help me. Help me, Jesus. And they said, calm down.
Police and paramedics also provided life-saving treatment.
You can follow us to the emergency room where he is. He's going to be okay. I said, is he alive? They said yes. They brought him back.
They got a pulse and rushed him to the hospital where he received care for a few days.
How'd I get here? In the hospital. And you know what's funny is that I have often said, if I was going to go, I'd rather be in church. It was not time for me to go.
I said, thank you, Jesus.
The emergency call, the start of a new friendship. During a surprise visit, Charles and his wife later met Officer Cruz, the officer who helped save him.
That had to have been God, had him to be there at the right time, and now we have a relationship. I never had a police officer come by to see how I was doing, but he showed compassion, and he even gave us his phone number.
The visit to see how Charles was doing.
A big surprise.
When we took a picture with him, I gave him a copy, and I took a copy. We will be forever grateful to this man.
The couple framed this photo of Charles and Officer Cruz and had it delivered to him at the police department.
That's ours. He got his. I want him to know that I thank God that he was there in the right place at the right time.
Forever grateful to the pastor and first responders.
So I'm sure he'll probably never forget it, and that'll be a reminder.
In Buckeye, Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
All right, Cardinals offensive lineman Will Hernandez still working his way back from an ACL injury, but he is staying busy with his side hustle. He'll be back on the field soon. Mijo Things, of course, is his brand, but now he's got a food truck called Mijo's Tacos. Time for tonight's Valley Vibes. Hernandez stopping by a local high school earlier this week to bring a different kind of competition to campus. What is this thing that you do at high school?
All right, man. So first of all, it's my food truck called Mijo's Tacos. And we started this thing where it's called Tacos in the Trenches. And pretty much what we're doing with that, man, is we want to bring the spotlight to the offensive linemen that never get any recognition. So what we do is a taco eating contest. 5 starting offensive linemen, they have 6 minutes to eat as many tacos as they can. They're competing as offensive lines against other high schools. We'll rank them, and then the winner gets like a WWE-style Mijo's Tacos championship belt. Me and my buddies from college, we all came up with it. We wanted to come up with something fun. We didn't just want to be another food truck that sells tacos. We wanted to be different and bring an experience. So that's exactly what we're doing with Tacos in the Trenches.
Did it in El Paso, you brought it here. What did it mean to bring it to Arizona for the first time?
No, it was really cool because I've been getting so many DMs of like fans, Cardinal fans, kids that go to high school here that want to be part of it. So, we knew kids were going to get excited about it, but I didn't know I was going to get that many requests. So we brought the truck out here, went to Cesar Chavez High School, and then we did it there for the one time. We are thinking about bringing a food truck out here for the Phoenix, for the Valley. We already made it an annual tradition in El Paso. We're going to do this every year. And whatever offensive line ends up winning the contest that year, they'll get to hold on to that belt, which is pretty cool, by the way. They'll get to hold on to that belt for the entire season, and then they'll have to defend it the following year again. So we want to bring that to the Valley as well.
What was it like to be out there at Cesar Chavez High School? What'd you tell the kids?
No, it was awesome, man. I mean, first and foremost, I was there to talk, to motivate, and to open these kids' minds to bigger and better things. There's a lot of kids that have the talent, that have the drive, but sometimes they just need to know that somebody believes in them, or there's more opportunity than they could imagine out there. So that's the only reason I was there. I believe being in the flesh, being in person, carries way more weight than just seeing me on TV or on my social media. So I try to make as many of those appearances in person as I can.
Did they eat a lot of tacos?
Oh yeah, we had some big boys hogging it up. I think their right tackle won the contest. Big boy, I think 10 tacos. So.
Are these like big tacos? Are these street tacos? Do you load them up?
Yeah, so what we do at Mijo's Tacos is we make them LA-style street tacos. And what differentiates us, we have your classic asada, pastor, all your classic meats. But what we do have is premium meats as well. We smoke our premium meats as well. Talking about pork belly, barbacoa, and brisket tacos. And they're all smoked 6 to 7 hours plus. So that's where we differentiate ourselves. We're very proud of the way we prepare them, and they're definitely good.
He's got the business owning down.
Yeah, well, he needs to get down here to bring the food truck to 12 News.
We're all hungry.
Come on down.
Roy, Chris,
Mijo Things in the studio.
Hidden Treasures, this is Deb. May I help you?
I believe in what they do. They do a lot, and we were a grant recipient last year.
Before becoming the president of the Lalo Boy Foundation, Paula Jordan was an avid shopper at Hidden Treasures. Jordan says her nonprofit, which helps families access mental health support, received a $2,500 grant from the Chandler thrift store last year.
It tickles me that they take a shopper and able to help their nonprofit. I didn't know 12 years ago I'd have a nonprofit, so they're very instrumental.
Hidden Treasures manager Deborah Hosfield says every March and October, her team decides which grant applications to consider.
When they send in their grants, we try to fulfill them.
At the thrift store, we means just 2 employees and 47 volunteers
that are dedicated to getting it out on the floor. They clean it up. They organize. They're the ones that I need here, and I enjoy having them a lot.
Hosfield often makes her volunteers hand out checks to charities.
The volunteers need to know where all that money is going. I think that they appreciate that.
She says the direct community impact is why people should shop at her nonprofit thrift store.
That's the key to our customers being here. They know that we're giving back to the community.
After nearly 3 weeks, this blue circle with a white asterisk on this Tempe butte, visible from the 202, is finally gone.
It's pretty massive. It definitely stands out. It's in a place where obviously it shouldn't be. Obviously it's vandalized.
The symbol was discovered in mid-August by park rangers. The city said removal would happen in a matter of days, but because of the location, nearly 30 feet high, it took longer than expected.
We still haven't been able to figure out what it means or who did it, but we had to prepare for it. We had to get some scaffolding done since we couldn't get any other rigs out here or bucket truck or anything of that nature.
The city hired this local company to take care of it. A crew arrived around 9 Thursday morning, and it only took a few hours to return this butte back to its natural beauty, using a biodegradable chemical approved by the city.
We're just finishing up doing the final touches.
The cost to remove it, about $5,000, and the city says there will be more expenses for a post-removal assessment since the area is a protected preserve.
We've done weird stuff, but this definitely hits the list. We have never done scaffolding on a mountain before.
A criminal damage report has been filed with Tempe police, and city officials are still looking for whoever is responsible. Anyone with information is urged to contact the city. You can remain anonymous.
We're just trying to help Tempe and everybody look great and graffiti free.
In Tempe, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
How much water is actually in the Colorado River? Not how much is held back, saved, or on paper. How much wet water is there in the whole system? The river that stretches across 7 states and the reservoirs. And the study says the results are grim.
We continually find out that things are worse off than we thought they were.
We're trying to catch up with hydrology.
and we're not catching up.
Eric Kuhn at the University of Colorado Boulder is one of those authors. If next year is a repeat of this year and uses of water remain the same, they wrote, demand on the river will outpace the water supply by 3.6 million acre feet. 1 acre foot is the amount of water it takes to cover an acre of land 1 foot deep. It's the amount of water 3 homes use in a year, so we're 10 million homes overdrawn.
If you're spending more money than you're bringing in on a monthly basis, you can pull on your savings, but your savings aren't going to last forever.
Former Upper Colorado River Commissioner Ann Castle, who also co-wrote the study, says the reservoirs are our savings. Almost every year they come close to being tapped out.
We're living in a finite system, right? And we routinely use more water than naturally flows into that system.
The problem, they say, is we look at water in terms of deadpool, the lowest pipes that water can pass through the dams. But those pipes aren't built to actually do that all the time. They get damaged. So the actual usable water is less than that.
We need to provide for public health and safety, but there could be devastating impacts on agriculture, on industry, and certainly on the kind of irrigation that we're used to seeing in cities.
The 7 states that use the river have until the end of the year to come to a new agreement on how to use the water that will go into effect next December. So far, there's been no agreement.
We can't wait for the states to finish an elusive and very difficult negotiating task to do something. We got to do something now.
That's at the end of 2026. Do we even have that long?
No. We don't think so. We think we need to be prepared to reduce uses, I would say by the beginning of 2026, the calendar year 2026.
William Pitts, 12 News.
On Route 66, where flashy Fords and shiny new Chevys once rolled through Williams, Rod's Steakhouse has stood watch since 1946.
I find relics of Rod's Steakhouse all over the country. People selling them on eBay. You'll see it on movie sets.
Rod Graves built this place nearly 80 years ago, but for the last 5, it's been shut down, empty, and waiting for the right owner to take the reins.
I'll be the 4th owner of this property over the last 80 years.
Tom Kennelly recently saddled up and bought it.
I did a enormous remodel on the kitchen and redid the plumbing, electrical, got her back up to code.
The building got a facelift, but Kennelly kept the heart of it intact, right down to the glowing neon cow above the door, a beacon to hungry travelers for generations. Steaks are still cooked on the same grill Rod used in the 1940s.
Rod's is always just known for steaks, friendly service, and just a good place to have a date night, anniversary night, wedding parties, just any event.
The steaks are sourced from local ranchers near Prescott, with the ribeye leading the herd.
This is great. Yeah, we're really happy that Rod's has reopened. Williams needs this kind of thing.
For some, it's more than just dinner. Rob Brown's family has ties to the man who built this place.
Our house, and it was the original house that the original owner that built this restaurant, Rodney, he built that house as well. And so in the kitchen, above the kitchen sink, the valance, he put the same brand that he's got on the restaurant here, the MJ brand.
Over the Labor Day weekend, it was hard to find an open seat.
I'm getting so much good feedback from the local community. Travelers coming here, they saw we're reopening, so they're coming to check it out as well.
And with the past preserved and the grill fired up again, Kennelly believes Rod's is ready for its next chapter.
Set to go for another 80, 100 years.
In Williams, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And just a reminder, new episodes of 12 News Weekend premiere every Friday on 12+. You can also watch past episodes on the app. All you have to do is download 12+ on your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku, and you can watch us for free. I'm Kadiba Devine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
This weather is why we live here. But winter storms impact the whole state.
12 News Weather Impact keeps you safe and ready on Weather Impact Alert days. When roads turn icy.
When those snowy trails call. If your flight could be delayed.
Or when cold, rainy days impact your commute.
Stay safe on those Weather Impact Alert days.
12 News Weather Impact in every newscast and streaming on 12+.